Last time on Dice Funk.
People are getting sick. Babies are being born dead. There are droughts, fires.
Is the priest in town now?
We barely see her in here anymore.
Look, nobody acts like this. Something obviously terrible is going on here.
The dirt outside the barn looks like it might be dug into really easily.
I take a little bit of the dirt and I put it in my pocket.
We're looking for our son?
Then you must be Lord Fillet's Master of States.
He assumes you're the Lord of Pennsylvania, I assume.
A stone inscription rests above the doors. Anne recognizes that it reads, "From the depths come power."
Guys? They have a sign, it's in demon language.
I am going to transform into a cat.
I'm Headmaster Lonergan. Don't waste my time.
You're giving him more power?
Yes.
I might have to fight this guy.
So she puts her hand on him, conspicuously gives him a blessing from Avandra, leans in, and then whispers in Abyssal, "We know."
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Funk. I'm Johnny Maloney, your dungeon master, whose skill at bending reality is so amazing that today I managed to bite my tongue in what should be a physically impossible place.
Hello, I'm Leon. I play Rinaldo, a human fighter at level 3.
Hello, I'm Austin Yorsky. I play Anne, the halfling cleric ranger.
And I'm Jess. I play Jayne, the level 3 human druid who is currently a cat.
That wasn't so bad.
That went okay.
Really? Really? I think that's the best intro we've ever done.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't deviate or anything, so that went well.
Just because the bar is low doesn't mean we didn't clear it.
Okay.
Guys, Halloween. It's getting spoopy up in this piece.
Yeah.
What the hell is Spoopy?
Yeah, I never know what that means. Everyone just says it and I just kind of go along with it. But I'll just ask, from where does that derive?
There's a really old Tumblr picture. I guess not
Of
really
course
old. Like
it's from Tumblr.
How old could it be if it's from Tumblr?
several years. I'll put it in the chat, but
Okay.
there's a sign someone posted. Oh god, no, this link's way too big.
We've botched it
Johnny is
already.
strangely quiet.
Johnny, do you know why spoopy's a thing?
No.
Oh, no one knows.
No.
I'm
Austin,
educating the masses.
educate us, God.
I'm trying.
All right.
I found a picture, but it's not very good. Oh, and Leon can't see pictures in the Skype chat anyway.
No, I can't. I have a thing.
Just Google spoopy. It's the first result. It's a sign.
Fine. Oh my god.
It's a sign. It's supposed to say spooky, but they misspelled it.
How?
I'm trying to gauge exactly how much I care and if that's worth the effort of Googling.
It's not.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm kind of curious. He's piqued my interest.
It's exactly what it sounds like, so it's not that great.
It's literally just a sign that says spoopy.
Right. I know. There's no weird context behind it.
It's something that is funny and spooky at the same time.
I mean, the origin is someone saw a badly made Halloween sign and posted a picture of it, and people thought it was funny.
Okay.
Well, this is off topic.
Yeah.
Here we go. Guys, here's a festive installment of Is It Smarter Than Anne?
Oh
right.
no.
Scarecrows. Which is to say, from the Monster Manual, an ordinary scarecrow, which has been animated by dark magic. So,
I'm unconvinced.
I'm gonna go with not as smart as Anne or exactly as smart as Anne.
If like a magician is like controlling it, wouldn't it only be as smart as the magician? I mean sorcerer, not magician. I don't mean like David Copperfield. I mean like
illusionist.
Yeah. All right, I'll just say the exact amount.
So we had not convinced, which I assume is lower,
Yeah, I don't think the Scarecrow was smarter than Anne.
and 2 people who hedged their bets saying as smart.
Yeah.
Scarecrows have an intelligence of 10.
What?
I guess that makes sense because someone else is controlling it.
Not directly. They've used magic to animate it. 3 times, over 3 times as smart as Anne.
How does something that doesn't technically have a brain
You guys remember that the zombie claw, the disembodied claw,
Right.
was smarter than Anne?
Yeah.
I know, like D&D doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know.
No, Anne's just that dumb. She breaks all possible scales to measure.
I love that on Twitter earlier today, someone was asking Austin about Anne's status as either an adult or a child.
Wait, what? I didn't see this.
Yeah, someone says, so is Anne like an adult or a child, and how does that work with Rinaldo? And I believe the answer was that she is an adult, she just has the relative intelligence of a child, and that the relationship is evolving. Although it's never like explicitly stated, I think it's clearly implied that Rinaldo, is fond of Anne since he lets her like ride on his back and pat his head and like never says anything about it. It's just not romantic.
Okay, so what does that make me? Because she rides me and she boops my snoot, so...
Yeah, the snoot gets booped.
It depends on whether or not you're okay with the boop snooting. Rinaldo would be like, because I think he finds Anne charming, but not in a sexual way.
She does have a 13 charisma.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
there,
I mean,
there it is.
I think that Jayne finds her pretty adorable, but when she's kind of like in wolf attack mode, she kind of doesn't like getting booped the snoot because she might lose Anne might lose a hand, and she doesn't want
Jess.
to do that.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, what?
Too bad.
I had a question, and I'll just let one last question, then we can get into the show proper. Does Anne's intelligence go up? Like, does her like base stats increase?
Every 4 levels, you can take 2 ability points.
Oh, okay.
So I could if I wanted to.
All right.
I'm not intending to.
Okay. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
I think I'm gonna probably improve my charisma and then just say I got a makeover and I'm just like the hottest druid in the land.
We already have 2 party members with pretty high charisma. Also, druid's spellcasting ability is wisdom, so you probably want to bump that up.
Well, I get 2 ability points, right?
Yeah, but remember, you only get modifier increases on even numbers, so you'll want to put them into 2 separate odd stats, or both into the same even stat.
And I might do Constitution and Intelligence then.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Ronaldo will be taking that all in strength.
Yeah, that was the plan.
He's a smashy hammer man.
Oh, yeah.
Last programming note. If you're listening to this, I assume on Channel Awesome, or you've downloaded the MP3 from my Patreon, but we are also on like mobile devices and podcasting services. If you're on an Apple device, we're on iTunes, and if you're an Android user, we're on Podbean. So, whoa, you can take us with you. Go on an adventure.
While you're going on an adventure to your job.
Yeah.
We're all adventuring together.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we should all sing like the theme song to Reading Rainbow now.
I don't remember the words except for like the main chorus where, it goes Reading Rainbow. Like that's it. That's all I remember.
I remember, take a look. It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow.
Come on, guys. Butterfly in the sky?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I could fly
I
so
can
high.
go twice as high.
All right. We
did it.
Let's do this
But
thing.
I can't technically fly because getting back to the actual game, I'm still a fucking cat.
Yep.
Keep an eye out for our Christmas album, Dice Funk Sings.
Oh god.
All right.
Johnny, where we last left off.
Mm.
Oh man, it was so good. Shit was popping off. And had doomed the party to an early grave.
We basically, I have come to the conclusion now that Anne must carry around a bag of cats for the express purposes of letting them all out of the bag, like whenever she feels like it.
Do you want to set the scene? But before you give Lonigan's canon answer to the whisper, I do want to interject one more thing. But set it up for us, Johnny.
Okay, all right. So, mayhem as usual in the headmaster Lonigan's office at the Pikmin Academy. Jess, who had recently transformed into a cat and telling everybody else that she had to go back to town to conduct business, was being doggedly pursued around the office by attendant Steish Dobson, who was being doggedly pursued by Anne, who thought that this was a complicated game of tag. Trying Lonigan's patience, Lonergan began to get a little short with the only person who was actually addressing him, which just happened to be Rinaldo. And sensing a little bit of tension in the air, the lovable scamp Anne ran up to him and whispered in Abyssal, a language that they had seen a somewhat foreboding inscription in the main hall. I think the exact words she whispered to him in this terrible language of demon and beast was, "We know."
It was definitely "we know." Now, before he answers, I want to use one of my cantrips, which is Thaumaturgy, which, if you remember, lets me do like harmless little magical effects. Mm-hmm. One of them is that I can change the appearance of my eyes.
Right.
So Anne is going to make her eyes blood red, as if they had been scooped out and both of her sockets filled with blood. And she's going to stare at him until he turns and answers.
Okay.
This is a great plan.
Then I guess we'll begin. Lonergan's fists hit the table with some surprising amount of force, judging from the echoing thump that rebounds around the room. "Stop everything," he exclaims, very non-specifically. He then takes a moment and calmly addresses Gillett. "Mayor, I shouldn't keep you any longer from your mayoral duties. Thank you for attending me this morning." Gillett hesitates on his way out of the office, flashing you a look of sympathy before closing the door behind him.
Bye, Gillett.
With the room left only to you and the Academy staff, his forceful tone reappears. "Who are you people? What are you doing here? And who sent you?"
Hi, I'm Anne.
Well, what makes you think what I said to you earlier isn't true?
I jump into Ronaldo's lap.
I allow it because I want to see extra cash right now.
He's giving you all the stink eye.
Oh, okay. I look at the cat and give the cat a look that, how do I put this? I don't know how with my eyebrows I can indicate that I want you to be a human right now, but that is what I'm doing with my eyebrows.
Eyebrow-mancy.
Do I roll for charisma to communicate with the cat, or is this just something I cannot do?
I wish to speak to the cat with the power of eyebrows.
I wish to communicate through some sort of nonverbal insistence.
All right, so a non-verbal cue.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, isn't that up to Jess if she interprets eyebrow wiggling as turn back?
I don't know.
I mean, I kind of want to see if he's gonna actually do some kind of persuasion of some kind to try to persuade me as a cat, and then my cat-like tendencies just go fuck it, and I just stay cat.
I don't know when me and Jess decided to do everything in our power to sandbag Rinaldo, but it's coming along really nicely.
Do I roll for this, or is this just something I can't do? I'm kind of serious.
Yeah, I think I'd probably put that as a performance check.
Nice.
My performance is +3 according to my sheet.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Good, not great. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Now, Jess, I'm gonna have you roll a perception.
By the way, folks at home, I rolled a 12. I rolled a 12, which is decent, I guess.
My perception is 3, so 1d20 plus 3 as well. 21.
Oh, you percepted the hell out of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Leon manages to effectively inform you that he'd like you to stop catting it up. How you decide to react to that, of course, is still your business.
I'm trying to think if I should just be that guy and be like, well, he said don't be a cat, but he didn't say anything about not being a direwolf or a fucking warhorse.
While Jayne and Rinaldo are making eyebrows at each other, Anne also uses thaumaturgy because she can have up to 3 effects active. So her eyes are blood red. She's also going to make her voice boom up to 3 times as far as normal, and she's going to yell in Abyssal, the language of demons. Hi, I'm Anne.
Lonergan, continues to sort of look at you sort of fascinatedly.
Oh, for my third thaumaturgy, I'm gonna make
Christ.
harmless earthquakes in the ground shakes, as if by an earthquake, with the sound when she yells, "Hi, I'm Anne."
I look at Lon again and I say, "You better do what what this kid says."
I turn into Jayne and I.
Thank you,
Stellan
God.
Rinaldo's
Lonigan raises his eyebrow at you, Leon, and says, "I'm supposed to hi, I'm Anne."
I think it's pretty clear that she says that she knows something. And I think you know what she knows. And I think I know that you know what she knows. And
Shut up, Rinaldo.
And as I'm saying this, I, in a very rude way, push Jayne off my lap because I had enough of that. Like, not gently at all.
Having transformed back, Jayne, the attendant Steisch noticeably stiffens.
Wait.
I just kind of look at him and go, "What the hell is your problem?"
He suddenly goes on guard.
Did you correct yourself to avoid boner joke? Is that what happened just then?
I mean that his posture stiffens.
I know. I'm just asking if that's why you clarified.
Oh yeah, you know what gets him off?
So
Fucking bitches turning it from cat to human. I mean, come on now, you guys. I feel like I'm the only person to make that joke because I'm the chick here, but whatever.
Listen, we've all found ourselves in the dark part of DeviantArt. There's no need to judge.
Look, we've said our stuff and transmogrified and made earthquakes. What is Lonigan's reaction to all this?
No, I'm gonna look at Steisch and I'm gonna go, "What the hell is your problem? You never seen a transformation before."
Steisch doesn't answer you.
Okay.
But Lonigan says, "I think maybe you have entirely misjudged the power differential here. Now I will ask again, and only one more time. Who are you people? What are you doing here? And who sent you?"
Can I do an Arcana check to see if he's like giving off magic or something? How powerful he is? Like what the scouter says about his power level?
Yes. You may make a check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
What are your Arcana skills?
Mine's +2.
I mean, mine's -4.
Rinaldo knows nothing about magic, so I'm going to assume
I
he
know
doesn't.
fucking shit about it.
We both failed. Just do it anyway. There's no harm.
Arcana. Oh, yeah. 0. Okay. All right. I'll try. It's time for Rinaldo to save us. Nah. No.
Collectively speaking, if you guys were in possession of, I don't know, say a piece of equipment called like a mojo detector, right now your mojo detectors are not working.
Okay.
For the record, we rolled 3, 5, and 10. That is
Yeah.
with all our modifiers and everything.
There is something getting all the way up in your mojo detector.
Okay.
This sucks because I want to know if we can just murk this guy.
Okay. No, there's people in the room. Like, I look around. How many people are in the room? Because I know Steisch is there and I know Lonigan is there, but you also said staff.
No, I just meant that it's you three in the room with the staff, which is Steisch and Lonigan at this point.
Okay,
in time.
so there's only 5 of us in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But wait. Let's not kill everyone yet.
I wasn't.
I'm gonna look at Lonigan, and because I'm utterly serene even in the face of disaster, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna go, "Who we are doesn't matter. Where we're from really doesn't matter. But if you really want to know, we're from Pennsylvania, and who sent us doesn't really matter because we were trying to check on the Lord's son of Stone Root. Yeah, Stone Root. I don't remember all the names of the towns I go to. I'm sorry.
I think I'll be the one to tell you what matters."
I take a look at Lonigan. I don't think this is my turn. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just looking at him. Do I see any weapons on him?
No.
Okay.
He's an old fuck. That means he's a wizard.
He's totally a magic user.
He might be a wizard. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm basically dealing with a Voldemort here, or if I'm dealing with like an old man who is like secretly like ripped under there.
Johnny, is he secretly ripped?
Is he secretly ripped?
You heard me.
You want me to, like, could you tell me something? Is he secretly, like, really into marmalade? Is he secretly slightly more affected by gravity than the rest of us? Is he secretly a libertarian?
Okay, fine.
He's fucking secretly everything, alright?
Okay.
That's why it's a secret.
What I'm trying to say is, I can tell he's an old man. Does he look like a bad motherfucker, or does he look like an old man?
I guess that depends what you would think a bad motherfucker old man would look like.
I mean, Dumbledore comes to mind.
He's not wearing a fucking muscle shirt and doing like reps with like free weights in front of you and just being like, "Sup, brah."
Okay.
That would be the fucking best.
Okay.
Can we find a guy like that? Because I would love that.
Let me just scrub that question.
Can I roll insight to see if he's confident about there being a big power differential?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, make an insight check.
17.
Nice.
17. He looks like he knows what he's fucking doing.
All right. Yeah. Johnny's giving us hints. We probably shouldn't fuck this guy up. Let's try persuading him to give us what we want.
Okay. Well, I guess I have the most charisma, so I should try.
The cat's out of the bag. Let's just roll
All right.
with it.
Okay. Look, Lonigan, sir, I apologize for any subterfuge, and I apologize for all the cat. Sometimes cat happens. We really all we want to do is have a brief audience with the Lord's son. I believe his name is Ulick, and that is all we are trying to do. And if we caused you any harm or distress, I sincerely apologize about that. So should I roll to see if he buys it or not?
Yeah, roll persuasion.
Okay, let me see here.
Leon, for the last time, don't ask if he doesn't call for it, because maybe we can get away with one.
I feel like I should try to play by the rules as best I can here, because plus I just like pressing the roll button. So no, not good at all. It's a 7, and it really shouldn't be, since charisma is my thing, but not this time.
Even the best people fuck up occasionally.
Just like last episode.
Yeah. Oh God.
You've managed to be charismatic once.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
I
for
mean,
the
really.
entire campaign.
I mean, really, really hard. But
yeah. It was a really impressive one moment.
You put it all in that wink.
I know.
For the record, Leon just rolled a 7 for this crucial persuasion check.
You're gonna die thanks to Rinaldo. Thanks, Rinaldo.
All right. What does he say?
And what does Ulick have to do with any of you?
Didn't Jayne say that we've been sent by the Lord?
I did say that, actually.
We've been sent by the Lord.
Kick ass for the Lord. Yes, well, we've been sent by the Lord of Stoneroot just to check up on him. You know, a father is concerned about his son. I mean, that's perfectly natural. You know, we're supposed to come in here very quietly and keep an eye on him. But if we came in here with all this bluster and say, "Oh, we're from the Lord. We're come here from the Lord to check on Ulick," then he would be very inhibited around his friends. So we tried to do this quietly, and we
We're trying to play it cool to keep his cred intact.
Yes, we tried to be respectful of the young man. We apologize for any subterfuge, but that's the only reason why we've been a little hesitant to speak about exactly who we are.
So you're a friend of the family, then?
Well, we have been hired by the Lord of Stoneroot. Yes,
I correspond with the Lord of Stoneroot.
I'm friends with Friedrich.
He's naturally curious about his son's progress here at the Academy. He mentioned nothing to me of people coming to check up on him.
Well, this is a very recent development, and we move quickly.
Oh, well, why is the Lord so concerned?
I don't think it's so much concern. I just think that, well, frankly, I think the Lord misses his son, and he just wants an update. But you know the Lord. He's getting up there in the age, and he's maybe a little infirm. So traveling all this way wasn't really an option.
I elbowed Rinaldo directly in the stomach.
And that's what I say.
I'm still a little confused, he says, as to why he would so suddenly want a basic status update on his son's welfare.
The problem is, and I stare at Rinaldo, daring him to speak, and I look at Lonigan and I go, Headmaster, the problem being that there's been some strange going-ons around in the region, and they've reached the Lord's ears, and he wanted to check on his son to make sure that this fine academy did not fall prey to whatever's going on in the outside world. Now, I'm sure you have a staff that's dedicated to the protection of the students, but we would like to see for ourselves that he's perfectly fine, so that we can report back to the Lord that everything's fine and he has nothing to worry about.
Well, that's certainly reasonable, Lonigan says as he settles back into his chair.
I like to think we're creating a dynamic where we suck so much of the time. When we're actually good, it surprises everybody into doing what we want. Because they never see it coming.
So, what can I do for you, then?
Oh, we just need an audience with him. Nothing more than that, really.
Lonigan snaps his fingers at Steisch, the attendant, and dismissively waves his hand towards the door. Find Ulick Erlin, Mr. Dobson, and be swift about it. There's no telling what tremendous damage these brutes might convey upon us should we attempt to engage in the unlawful practice of minding our own goddamned business.
I'm not brutes, I'm Anne.
The attendant wavers at the door for a moment, regarding you all with a look of confusion as he slips into the hallway reluctantly before padding away with some haste down the corridor. Lonigan breathes a sigh of relief in the direction of you, as his gaze returns to the chaos adorning his office furniture. After some time, the door opens and a young man enters. "You asked for me, sir?" he asks, while Lonigan motions for the boy to come towards him. "Yes, Mr. Erlin. These brash visitors have been unpleasantly insistent upon your company. Do your superiors a favor and indulge them so we might get back to the civilized pursuits of academia?" The young man turns to face you, and with an expectant tone of voice asks, "May I help you, strangers?"
I look at Anne and I mouth the word purple.
Anne doesn't know how to I mean, you could have said it in a 20-paragraph essay. She would not have understood what you meant.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, real quick. What do I know what languages Anne speaks?
We've been traveling together for a while. I assume you've heard me speak my languages.
Okay, what are your languages?
You also heard her speak Abyssal, and she actually translated it
for
us.
Right, but I can't.
Yeah, but Leon does not speak Abyssal.
No, and Leon, we don't share any other languages besides Common, if that's what you're asking.
Damn. Alright, never mind. Scrap it.
Can I roll Insight to see if anyone, or specifically Lonigan's trying to pull a fast one about this guy's identity? Because we don't have a picture or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead, roll Insight.
15.
You did get a description, remember, when you were sitting in the tavern speaking to Emma in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy looks similar to what she described to you.
I mean, I was specifically trying to insight Lonigan to see if he, what kind of a vibe he was putting out.
Oh, you can't fucking read Lonigan for shit, son.
Guys, I'm seeing this guy. This dude's a Clockwork Knight. I just fucking know it.
I kind of stare. I don't stare at Ulick, but I kind of give him a look, and I say, "We've been sent from your father to inform you that, out of character, what's her name? Who sent us?
Emma.
Okay. I don't freaking know. There's too many freaking people.
I have a little WordPad file where I just write everyone's name down because I don't.
I should do that, but that'd be too much fucking work. I look at him and I say, I regret to inform you that Emma is sadly passed away.
Oh my god.
Why do we keep lying? We're just making everything worse. Also, out of character, Leon, what the fuck were you trying to communicate by saying purple?
I was trying to communicate that to turn something purple.
It only works on fire.
Yeah, it only works on fire.
Your eyes could just turned red.
Oh.
Remember?
I guess, I thought you say purple, she thinks fire.
Oh, God. And, alright. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so you just lied again. Good.
We're just breaking this kid's heart.
Hey, listen, it's about money. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, when it comes to lying, I don't give a fuck about, like, lying, like, because money's involved.
You fool, you should have given him the wrong name and see how he reacted.
Oh, God, that would have been so sweet. Alright, what is his reaction?
He says, Emma, you'll have to be more specific, please.
Damn, playa.
Oh, shit. I look at both Anne and Jayne as if to say, this shit is fake.
Well, obviously, because he drew that sexy drawing of her, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
He's all about it.
Yeah, his father thinks she's like an interloper and a harlot.
Yeah, he doesn't. This doesn't sound like he know. Like, if he really knew, or either that, or the father's lying to us about what her position really is.
Is Steisch in the room?
Yeah, Steisch has returned.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure he's still in there. I'm just trying to get an idea for how many people are in the room who aren't us.
Right now, there are 3 people in the room that are not you. There's Erlin, Ulick, Lonergan, and Steisch.
Okay. I jump in and lie. I lie, and I... Yes.
Oh, no way, really? I'm so surprised.
You know, your aunt, Emma. Your father said she was your favorite aunt?
I'm dreadfully sorry to hear that, he says.
This shit is fucked up. Okay, I don't say that out loud, by the way. I just mean this shit is fucked up.
I wish I was smart enough to contribute to this, but now Anne's just staring at the ceiling.
Okay, I say, I look at Lonergan, and I say, this is, I apologize, I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds here, but this is sort of a very private moment, and I don't want to embarrass the boy in front of the headmaster. Would you mind if we speak to him alone in the hall?
Lonergan says, I don't suppose there's too much trouble in that.
Okay,
He pats Ulick on the shoulder and says, if you need anything, young man, just call.
Okay.
Can Anne stay with, Lonergan?
I'm motioning very heavily for us to leave the room.
Anne doesn't want to.
Oh my god.
I escort Ulick out of the room, like, I kind of make a gesture of, after you.
Yeah, I follow. And yeah, Ulick with finger quotes. Yeah, I follow him. I guess we're in the hall. God damn it. Anne.
Yep.
All right, you guys have your call conversation, then we'll flash back or flash sideways.
Okay. Jayne, you want to take this, or should I?
Oh no, I have no idea what you're doing. So please.
Oh, okay. All right. I stare at this kid, and I say, I don't know who you are, and I don't know what Lonergan or these people are doing to you. But if you tell me the truth right now, we can actually help you.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, sir, he says.
Well, you seem very upset, about your Aunt Emma passing away. Could you describe her for me, please?
She was always very loving to me.
Oh, really?
A very warm person, as I recall.
Really? Yeah. That's a neat trick for someone who doesn't fucking exist.
Jesus. I turn away because I'm like, shit.
Because you can't bear to look on such a savage beatdown.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Who are you? And I give him a look that means fucking business.
You can roll for intimidation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do. In fact, I have +5 intimidation.
Jesus.
I'm an intimidating motherfucker. So this should really work.
Just like how you're a charming liar as well.
This is a plot twist for listeners who don't look at the character sheets I post on Patreon. It's like, whoa, it turns out Rinaldo's actually kind of a badass.
14. Solid.
It's not bad, yeah.
He's not impressed.
Oh. Okay.
Rinaldo, give it a rest.
And I mean, just judging, from he's in a school uniform, but the young man looks like he's got a couple of pounds on you, Rinaldo.
Oh yeah, well I got a couple of morning stars on him.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab the blood-soaked journal notes that I have from his journal.
I'm pretty sure if you wave the disembodied arm, you might get advantage on an intimidation check.
And I show him the journal pages, and I say, "This, Emma."
We know it's not him. You're driving Johnny insane.
No. The pardon me, but you guys, you may recall that there were a number of pages on the table, and that
we grabbed a Sudoku.
some of the journal pages that you looked at had different handwriting.
Right.
And then you found one. And then you were like, okay, we're gonna grab all of the journal pages that match this handwriting. Mm-hmm. And there was one other journal entry that matched that handwriting, and you never read it.
Oh my god, that's right.
So you hand him these two slightly more than slightly bloodied journal entries. He scans one with an interested look and kind of like a confused, like he's not quite sure what he's reading here.
Sorry to interject, but as he's doing this, I'm sidling up behind him. Go ahead.
And then he goes to the second one, and just like an incredulous look flashes on his face, and he says, "What is this nonsense?" and passes you back the journal entries.
Well, what is the nonsense?
Jess, do you want to have a look at?
Yeah, I'll look at him.
All right. So the one that you read, when you were in the bedroom, read constantly getting in constantly getting in trouble. The head of the guard cannot stop looking over my shoulder. I am even now prohibited from visiting town outside the estate. While my father has insisted that I am destined for great things, he's incapable of allowing me exposure to minuscule things to understand the totality of my influence. So you're like, yeah, read that, and then you flip to the second one, and it reads very simply, "Were there birds today? I can't remember. I used to remember things."
God damn it.
Oh,
we're the worst at this.
And just as an aside, too, there were like 5 or 6 other journal entries that you didn't even get to on the desk.
Okay.
Rinaldo.
I was just gonna say, if I'm behind him, do I get like any kind of advantage to hitting him in the back of the skull to knock him out?
I don't believe that you have sneak attack.
Oh,
you don't get a damage bonus like a rogue, but you can have a round of a surprise attack.
Oh.
Yeah, attack of opportunity.
Well, no, that's something slightly different, but
yeah, we're not doing attack of opportunities because those are basically triggered when you try and disengage from combat that you're in. But because we're not using the grid system,
all right.
I mean, I did disengage in the last fight, so I mean we can still do it. But my point is that the thing that would happen if Leon attacked would not be called an attack of opportunity. It would be called a surprise round.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
All right. Then
you could also just grapple him if you want to put him in a headlock.
I'm worried that he might still be able to speak. I was thinking to just try and knock him out real quick and sling him over my shoulder and make a break for it. But I decided not to do this.
Do I notice that Rinaldo is behind him?
Oh, very much so.
I look at Rinaldo and I say, "We're done here. Let's go."
All right, back in the room with Anne, correct?
Back to the office.
Is Steisch in the room as well?
Yeah, Steisch is in the room.
All right. So I assume that everyone else walked out, they closed the doors, and they just didn't regard Anne much, right?
Steisch is kind of positioned by the door. Mm-hmm. He's sort of got his back up against the archway, and he's obviously trying to listen what's going on in the hallway. Lonergan is staring at you.
All right. Anne first is going to close her eyes and say a quick prayer to Avandra for strength. She says, "Please watch over me and help me, just your humble servant." And then she walks over to Lonergan and says in Abyssal, "So what's going on here?"
Lonigan kind of puts a finger up to his lips as if and regards you for a second and responds to you in Abyssal. What are you?
I am the servant of the gods.
The gods?
Yes. Hold on. Here's the thing. Okay. In character, Anne is a cleric. She knows about gods and stuff. I don't know. I'm trying not to tip my hand. Would Anne know who Orcus is? I mean, I knew who it was before I even played D&D. It's one of the major deities of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious if I'm gonna have to roll for that.
No, what's your where's your character sheet? Oh, I haven't even opened your character sheet yet.
Man, everybody got to get their shit together today.
Are you asking what my religion is? Because it's intelligence based, which is why I'm trying to avoid a roll.
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
Her religion is -2. I'm just saying I'm not. If I wanted to know like lore or specifics, definitely it'd be fair to call for a roll. I'm just saying, does she know the name Orcus?
Oh yeah. She would probably be familiar, like as a cleric, with, the rough outline of pantheons.
Okay, that's all. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So she says, "I'm a servant of the gods." He says, "Gods." She says, "Yes," and then she says, "I serve many who bring us power from below, but of course." And she leans in a little bit and she says, "Hail Orcus."
Oh my god. She's gonna get us killed.
Or save us. Who knows how this is gonna shake out.
He looks a little bemused at you, Anne. Like he has there's a little bit of a grin on his face, and he's kind of like, but he's still, he's still holding his cards pretty close to his chest.
I'm gonna hold my mace pretty close to his fucking head in a second.
I keep trying to wonder if Lonigan. I don't tell us anything, Johnny, but I keep wondering if Lonigan is just a guy or if he's the boss. like if he's the Kefka of this quest.
God, I hope not, because I kind of hate him.
Because we have to kill him at the end.
The question is it Erlin or this guy? Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop interjecting. Go ahead with your thing, Anne.
So with a little bit of a sly grin on his face, he says, "So a friend of a friend, then, is it?"
Anne winks. She's not good at it, for the record, but
so she blinks at him once, and then kind of like freezes for a second, and then like holds one eye open with her fingers.
I did it.
Blinks again.
I did it. I blunk.
Okay. Exactly. She has a hard time remembering what the abyssal word for yes is, so she says, "Verily?" That get a response?
He's still got this kind of like sly grin on his face, and he says, "I'm gonna look forward to finding out more about you."
I don't like the sound of that.
Still in abyssal, she says, "I think we know all we need to know. Is there any message you would like us to bring back to the Lord?"
"No," he says. "I'm sure he and I will correspond soon enough."
Shit's about to get crazy, Anne.
She turns her eyes purple.
Oh, now she does.
Yes.
Like 5 minutes too late. Alright, I don't know if this like coincides with us coming back into the room, but
yeah, we had both short conversations, so you guys are getting ready to leave, right?
Yeah, we're walking back.
Yeah, I told him that it's time to go.
Alright, if he doesn't respond to the purple eyes, Anne will leave her room as well.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't flinch really. Like you're pretty confident, just judging from the way that he reacts, that he knows what's going on. That what you're doing is not impressive to him.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Thaumaturgy is a cantrip. It's like kids play magic.
Yeah.
It's not good.
This guy eats purple for breakfast.
Basically, what you're doing, I'm
waving sparklers in his face.
You're waving sparklers and riding a tricycle around in his face.
Fuck. Okay.
All right.
Well, at least we know that he ain't nothing to fuck with.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
All right.
Yeah, Anne walks over and she'll join you guys if you're on your way out.
Okay, so you knock on the door. Stiche opens it up again.
I guess we come back in.
No, I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna open. And when the door is open, I'm going to say, "Thank you for your time, Headmaster," and then I'm gonna walk away.
Okay, I'm gonna follow Jayne.
Yeah, we're all leaving.
All right.
Is anything going to prevent us? Because I want us to convene in character to talk, and I assume we're going to walk back to the Robinsons to do that.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second
okay. That's
here.
why I want to check
Okay.
something prevents us, and the answer appears to be yes.
Not long after re-arriving at the atrium, you find Gillett waiting there for you.
Does he look surprised to see us alive?
He looks relieved.
Oh.
Fuck.
Gillett knows something. Come on, guys.
Yeah, you guys want to shake
Yeah,
down
he
Gillett?
totally knows something, yeah.
Before you have a chance to speak to him, a sonorous bell tone rebounds across the grounds, and the previous murmuring sounds behind doors begin to wash away to a somewhat tired hustle of feet. Doors along the hallways begin to brush open, and some students begin to push their way out into the hallways. It empties quickly, though, and its population, exclusively young men, disappear behind other doors that close quickly, and suddenly, as the bustle started, it quiets again. Gillett works his jaw nervously, with an expression that looks like a distant visitor to his face. I think it might be time for an ale. I'm getting mighty thirsty. And his tone suggests something slightly more dire than his desire for ale.
Anne says to Gillett, "Are you going to tell us about the demons, or are you just going to waste our time?"
He looks at you a little confusedly.
Anne points at the sign that says it's in Abyssal, and she says, "There's evil under the ground. Are you tell us about it, or are you stupid?"
Jesus Christ.
He looks to you, he looks to Jayne and Rinaldo.
Well,
Confused.
is there evil or is there not evil underground?
I elbow Rinaldo again and I say, "Damn it! Ale sounds lovely."
I don't know, guys. As a cleric, Anne has no patience for anything that is not destroying evil right now. I'm gonna make a call. Like, Anne's probably gonna start walking back to Stoneroot.
No, we can't leave yet.
Okay, in character, after you say ale sounds wonderful, Anne says, "We have to tell Emma. They're being evil."
Can't we communicate with Emma in a way that doesn't have us walking across that wasteland with the golem coming out of the ground? Like, aren't there, like, carrier pigeons or something that we can communicate with Emma without having to travel all the way back to town and then all the way back to where we are now?
I mean, unless we have magic to send messages, which we don't, it's going to be
Not yet. Those aren't the...
It's going to be like a couple days to send a message if we can even find someone who can do that. Johnny, does Anne know of any nearby established like religious things for Avandra? I assume she must have studied somewhere.
I'd probably say that you were aware of some other Avandran.
Well, my thing is, okay, so Anne is from Thinmond. She was part of the established like main church of halflings there. I don't know if it was like the halfling ghetto of Thinmond, but
Right.
to be a cleric of a god of travel, I assume she would do some traveling to learn, right? Mm-hmm. So like, what is the nearest? Like, how far is or how close is the nearest Avandran establishment? I guess is what I'm asking. She must know like at least that.
Well, considering that after the fire, you guys emigrated to Stoneroot, which was probably the nearest town, I'd say that it's probably farther away than Stoneroot would be.
Mm-hmm. Do you have like days, weeks, months? Because if it's an option, she would like to take us there. Partially because as my class, my background feature, like everyone has one. Mine is that we can get aid, and I would like to invoke that.
Get some battle priests.
I'd probably say that seeing the region that you live in is predominantly populated by humans, so about the only place that you would probably find another Avandran shrine would be a place with halflings, which would have to be like...
Avandra is a patron of halflings, but she's also a god of travelers, trade, and luck.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Avandran as a deity, so it would be like human worship would...
Yeah, any travelers, traders, or people who rely on luck, like thieves or somewhat.
Right. That still sounds to me like you'd be more likely only finding it in a major like in a major city, which would probably put it maybe a week's travel away.
All right.
Because as far as you know, Stone Root, which is the biggest city in the region, does not have an Avandran. In fact, even as you recall spending time in Stone Root, you only remember actually seeing one church there.
All right. So it's a week. So I'm going to say, Anne says, if we can't go back to Stone Root, tell Emma, I know some people who can help us. It's about a week away, but we can't stay here.
I think we should listen to what Gillett has to say first, and then make a decision about where we're going to go.
Anne punches Rinaldo in the balls.
Oh my god. Am I rolling for damage, or can we just say that this was a
That's a character experience point.
I'm gonna look at Anne because I've never seen her do this before, and I'm gonna say to Anne, if you want to go, you can go, but there are things that I need to know first before I go.
We are attacked by undead.
I understand that, dear.
Well, yeah.
But the problem is...
These people worship a demon, and the demon of the undead is Orcus. He's one of the most powerful.
The moment that you say demon, Gillett quickly steps in and says, "There are better places to talk in this town than here."
That's what
Anne punches Gillett in the balls.
Anne, alright, I pick up Anne, by the legs and hang her upside down. And I say, we can make a decision about where we're leaving after we talk to the mayor. If it sounds like a good idea for us to just fuck off, then we will fuck off. But right now, let's get a beer and figure out about this. And I whisper the word demon, and then I put her down, but gently.
She makes grumpy noises.
Rinaldo feels guilty about this, noticeably, but then turns to Gillett and says, "We'll follow you."
Gillett, in a rather painful manner, manages to limp his way to the door of the school, open it, and motions for you guys to come outside, still with a worried look on his face.
I follow.
As we leave the school, Anne yells back at it in halfling, "Fuck you!"
I don't know what it means because my character doesn't speak halfling, so he has no reaction.
Yeah, no one else knows what she said.
The school does not respond.
I assume they're all humans in there.
The only people that you saw when the classes exited were young human men. So you kind of hastily make your way quickly across the grounds, noticing again that the small group of young men that eyed you when you walked in appears again at the corner of the building and watches you go with a very deliberate fascination.
Okay. Before we leave completely, while we can still see them, I look at them and I look to see if any of them also resemble the description that Emma gave us. Like maybe the other guy we talked to just wasn't him, and that one of these people we're looking at might really be.
No, none of them look tremendously similar.
Okay, all right, I let that go then.
Guys, out of character, they're clearly reverse flowers for Algernoning this fool. So he's probably not going to be up and about. He's somewhere being messed with, right? That's why his memory went away and his handwriting changed.
We're also just but you're assuming that was actually him.
I mean, okay, let's go.
Okay, so Gillett, still with a little bit of pain in his step, manages to limp back to the town hall.
Question, can I cantrip mend his balls?
Can you what?
She has a cantrip called Mending, which is for fixing broken items.
I'm a little offended. If she does this, Rinaldo is going to be a little offended that he didn't get the cantrip, but
And I'm gonna look directly at him and say, "You fucking deserve that."
I saved us from taking a weeks-long journey.
Okay, I'll read the description for Mending.
Please.
This spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, two halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin.
Okay, it sounds as though that those are inanimate objects specifically.
So we can't fix his wineskin.
I don't know if you'd be able to mend the mayoral balls.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't even try because that might like turn it into something terrible.
Yeah, I thought that mending was like, just like any rip or tear, but if it's an inanimate object, then no, I won't even.
Oh, you can give it a try.
I
don't want to like cripple the poor bastard. I
think that would be a medicine check, honestly, guys.
I can't in character object to this because my character has no idea what Jayne is trying to do.
I could do a medicine check though.
Oh my god.
Are you just gonna you're just gonna be like, all right, Gillet, drop the pants and like turn your head and cough.
No, I think I'm just like I feel really bad because Anne totally did this to a person who didn't really have a to Rinaldo it's fine because he's just a jerk, but like to Gillet I feel like he's not part of the group and he was kind of an innocent bystander.
I don't know if you guys have seen my character sheet, but it says opportunistic to an unsettling degree.
Oh, Jesus.
Anne always does what she thinks is right, no matter what the consequences. Specifically it says, do what's right, no matter the cost, consequence, or collateral damage.
Oh my god.
Anne does feel bad, though. She apologized. She says, sorry, Gillet, I just hate demons, and I like punching.
I look at Anne as if to say, where's my apology?
She sticks her tongue out at you.
Okay, I guess my scrotum is collateral damage then. Alright.
This is why you gotta be a chick, man, because you don't have that problem when you're a chick.
That's true. I was originally going to play a woman, but then I went against it.
Here's the thing is, I know you did that for variety or whatever, Leon.
Yeah.
But no one would object if we were all men. No one would be like, that's weird that they're all men.
No, I know. I just went with it. Actually, you know what? The reason I went with him is just because I started thinking about Zora the Gay Blade, and I was like, that would be a great character. And then I said, I'll do this time.
Maybe next season.
Yeah.
You can be a woman.
Okay. All right. Sorry. We were doing something. We were walking, and then we deviated into a whole ball thing.
Well, this episode's called a whole ball thing.
Yeah.
So you get back to the town hall / tavern of Rothswald, and Gillet opens the door and motions his hand for you to go inside. You walk in, and the place is as empty as it was yesterday. You're not really sure how Gillet manages to keep the place open, seeing as how you've never seen another customer in here. But he walks in, gets behind the bar, and immediately begins to pour himself a glass of ale, and says in a sort of a quiet, somber tone of voice, "You know that wasn't Ulick Erlin, right?"
Yes.
I shook him down, and I suggested that, but I didn't know what else to do except clubbing him over the head.
So what's really going on here, Gillet?
"I wish I could tell you," he said, "but I don't really know myself. The school keeps to itself for the most part, and I'll tell you absolutely everything I know after the intermission."
And punches the drink off the counter.
Next time on Dice Funk.
Before any of you can react, 4 secret passages that honestly look pretty blatant once you get a moment to consider them. Like, it would have taken, nearly no effort at all to discover these if you had just taken the moment to look for them. In the dungeon, spring open.
Oh, my balls! Again!
You guys, why did we turn Rinaldo into a girl this time?
That's it, I quit. As always, our theme song is the overclocked remix arrangement of Shadow's theme from Final Fantasy VI. Dice Funk's executive producers for October are Alicia, Jason, Joseph Timbrello, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Jorrit, Michael Goodell, Viger Arnston, Chris Hargadon, Giorgio Renna, Christopher Charlo, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. We appreciate all your support, although you are now accessories to these word crimes.